In 1894, Omukama Daudi Kasaga Machebambe IV, the then King of Tooro, wrote a letter to Alfred Robert Tucker, the then Anglican Bishop of Eastern Equatorial Africa to which Uganda belonged, asking him to send evangelists to his Tooro kingdom. This was a puzzle for Bishop Tucker to solve because the British colonial government had reserved Western Uganda as a territory for the Roman Catholic Church. However, he decided to send two native evangelists, only known as Luimbazi and Sibirwa. These two would later join forces with Apollo Kivibulaya to teach locals in Tooro Kingdom how to read and write. 1 year after writing to Bishop Tucker, Kasaga Machebambe IV agreed to be baptized in an event that happened at Namirembe, the headquarters of the Anglican Church in Kampala, miles away from his kingdom. He returned home afterwards and Bishop Tucker paid him a visit. The Anglican religion was steadily spreading in Tooro Kingdom, and more people, including some members of the royal family, had decided to be baptized, just like their king. By the end of 1897, 28 people had been baptized in the kingdom, and many others followed the suit thereafter. The kingdom would later prohibit people there from worshipping idols.
Traditional parliament, the Rukurato, in Uganda they call it Rukiko, they passed a law that the worship of other spirits is banned. No witch doctor is allowed to practice in the kingdom, and no any other worship but the worship of the Almighty God.
Meanwhile, more Anglican evangelists were coming up in the kingdom as a result of mass teachings carried out there. Aberi Balia was one of them. He would later in 1910 join hands with two other men, Yosia Kamuhiji and Reverend Zabuloni Musana, to translate the Bible into Runyoro-Rutoro. They were helped by Reverend Henry Maddox. This development was very significant in the spread of Christianity in the region.
It is the translation of the Bible that made people to understand what really Jesus did say. What did God really do to do this with a man?
Aberi Balia would rise through the ranks to become the Assistant Bishop of Uganda in 1947.
Bishop Stewart of Uganda, sitting in his office at Namirembe, consulting the Archbishop of Canterbury, they made Bishop Balia Assistant Bishop of Uganda.
As the Assistant Bishop, Aberi Balia had special responsibility for the areas of Tooro, Bunyoro, Ankole and Kigezi. He served until his retirement in 1960, aged 83, and died in 1979, aged 102 years. He was buried at St. John's Cathedral in Fort Portal City on 30th November 1979. Bishop Aberi Balia is held in high esteem here in Tooro sub-region, given the fact that he was the first African Anglican bishop in East, Central and Southern Africa. He died in 1979, but his legacy lives on. In fact, authorities here in Fort Portal Tourism City decided to name this particular street after him, and it is actually one of the busiest streets in the city. Many institutions have been named in his honor. They include Bishop Balia Theological College in Fort Portal City, Bishop Balia Girls Secondary School in Kamwenge District, Bishop Balia Polytechnic in Kabarole, Bishop Balia Memorial Social Hall in Chenjojo, among others. The region that produced the first Anglican bishop in East, Central and Southern Africa is leading this year's Martyrs' Day celebrations at the Anglican site in Namugongo. Daniel Kibet, NTV Tonight.